YouTube, what is good? Listen, today we are going to be unboxing and reviewing the TPOB X Deluxe trimmers. Guys, this trimmer comes with a high torque brushless motor that runs at 7,200 RPMs. And this is a sound check for you. You ready? Not bad at all. Definitely has power, pretty quiet. It has a 2,600 milliamp hour battery, which gives you about 4 hours of runtime. Comes equipped with a deep graphene crazy blade with an R angle cutting blade for precision and crunch. You definitely do get a lot of crunch with it. And I believe the R angle is just the reverse angle that's cut on top. So I gotta say they did a good job with that because it's kind of polished. You almost don't even notice it. So there's that. As far as the body on these trimmers, it's all metal. It feels very good in my hand. It's very ergonomic. You can see the indents on the back, you know. These actually will fit in your hand. They work well. Even upside down when you're doing someone's lip, it does a very good job of not wanting to slip out of your hands. It's not too tapered, you know. So that I do like about it a lot. And also the rubber grip on the front. I believe the non-deluxe version does not have the rubber grip. That is huge. That I like a lot. That actually works and helps big time. So not only does, you know, everything stay cool, but even if it did get hot, you kind of have that little padding there where you can kind of like insulate against your finger. But as far as ergonomics, I love it. When you put the trimmer in its charging base and it is charging, it will have a green blinking light. When it is all the way up to 100%, it'll be a solid green light. Now, as far as the base goes, it is a little slippery, sliding. Not the biggest issue because when you actually put the trimmer inside, it's locked in pretty good. Even if it gets bumped around, I'm not too worried. So yeah, so that's not so bad. Good. All right, guys, as far as using these and actually putting them in action, let's talk about the shaving aspect. When I was shaving with these and you're actually going against the grain and you have the blade flat on the skin, these shave so good. It's kind of crazy. They cut super low. You hear all the hair coming off and it just mows through hair no problem. All right, again, that's as far as the shaving goes. Now, as far as shaping up, these things did a damn good job too. It did perform a little better on shorter hair. It had no problem making nice straight lines and you can hear the crunch as it's going through the hair. My problem was longer hair. You know, I feel like the edges of the blade didn't quite catch when you're doing like radiuses and all that. And I feel like it had a little bit of a trouble cutting. But again, as far as short hair goes, shape up, you know, all like wave cuts and all that, these worked beautiful. It's just, again, if you had long hair, I got some guys who have a little bit of bangs coming down. You know, it kind of, I'm not gonna say it struggled because it didn't struggle. It's just that I had to go over the hair a couple extra times. And again, same thing with the arches. So it seems like if you're not going with, against the grain, sorry. Like if you're not cutting against the grain, you're kind of cutting with, it doesn't want to catch the hair as good as other trimmers and trimmer blades, you know, do that I've seen. So overall, the performance is very, very good, but you know, as far as that aspect, it can be a little bit better. So if we're gonna get into it about the battery life, I will say that, you know, again, these say they run for 4 hours. I had no problem cutting all day with them without a low battery. I actually did about 2.5 days, and again, I used my clippers a little bit more, but I did 2.5 days of cutting before I had to finally put these things back in the charger. So as far as real world use, about 2.5 days you'll get with these, doing about 15 cuts a day. Now again, as far as the blade goes, I did have better performance when you back the blade up a little bit. You don't zero gap it 100% like you would your other trimmer blades. And I think that's because the bottom blade kind of has, it's not rounded, but it does come to like a stop before it hits the next blade. So I feel like if it gets too close, that kind of impacts your performance. So I did back the blade off. I actually tried plenty of different zero gaps you know, different levels of it as far as being like sharp, not so sharp, safe for kids, and you know, kind of like an in-between spot is where you want to be. You don't want to be just safe for kids, but you can go a little sharper than that without really messing up the performance, but you really can't go too close without it kind of hindering how the blade works. On a random note, shout out to my daughter for filming.
Make sure you subscribe.
You heard the lady. All right, now as far as my final thoughts are on this trimmer, I have to say it is still a very good trimmer, even with minor downfall. Okay, again, it was excellent at shaving. It did good to great at shaping up, because what it did shape up nice as far as the short hair was sharp, dude, really good. So I'm still gonna be using this all the time. This is part of my main setup now. It's still up there with other top trimmers, because, you know, from what I see, every trimmer typically will have an issue with it, you know, whether it be shaving or it gets hot or it's loud. There's so many issues with other trimmers that, you know, that's not something I'm gonna look past as far as using these and keeping them in my stable. So we're looking at like an 8.5 out of 10 if I had to rate it. They could be a little bit better, they could be way worse, all right? But most of my trimmers that I rate are probably around there. So with nothing really popping out too far ahead as far as being way better than these. Again, I recommend them. I do have them in my stable. I'm gonna be using them all the time now, especially in all my videos, until I find something better. So guys, I do hope you enjoyed this video. And again, I'll have reviews for days. I got another couple trimmers and clippers coming up that you guys are probably interested in watching. Until next time, I'll catch you on the next one. Peace out.